Hello, welcome friends. Today is Sunday and I have actually gotten my kids down for a nap, both of them, which is amazing. My 3-year-old toddler is just not about sleeping during nap time these days, especially not when mama's taking care of him on Sunday solo. For me to even have time to sit down with you and film this is a blessing. I am so grateful. Hello, if you are new here, my name is Heather. I am an architect, mother of two, and two kids, 3 and under. I have a 3-year-old and a 13-month-old baby right now. And if you are not familiar with the work that I do, I teach about natural health and sustainable living, which in this season of my life, there's actually a lot of things that have to do with raising babies. One of the things I talk a lot about is elimination communication. And if you are interested in that and you're here watching this video, then make sure you go check out my Instagram over there. It's readyfrombirth.ec. I talk about elimination communication and how to do that and how to fit it into your life. And I post content every day. So if you're interested in this and you want to learn a whole lot more, then make sure you go check out my Instagram over there. Today, I wanted to share with you how to get started with EC with a newborn baby. I know a lot of you have been asking me this question on Instagram. A lot of people that I've met in my real life who have new babies, they are really interested in EC and they think that it's great. They understand kind of the why behind why you would want to do that. And if you're not quite sure why, I have a ton of other content about that. I'm not going to spend too much time on that here. But I wanted to take today to show you exactly how you can start EC with your newborn baby. And I'm going to get to that in a minute, but if you are interested and you want to learn more about how to do the communication part of elimination communication and start to recognize your baby's signals, make sure you go ahead and download the quick start guide to natural potty training that I have free. I'm going to link it down below. That's a great resource for you if you are interested in getting started with either a newborn or an older baby. The techniques that I teach will work up until about 12 months or walking. There are some teachers out there who say that you can start EC with an older baby up to 18 months, but I do not advertise that because I have not found that to be true. I did try to start EC with my son around 15 months, and at that point he just wanted nothing to do with it because I had been inadvertently diaper training him for 15 months at that point, and he was not interested in starting the potty. So if you are finding this now and you do have a newborn baby, or you are pregnant and you are about to have a newborn baby, this is going to be exactly what you need to get started. Now, I know what you're thinking. How on earth am I supposed to incorporate elimination communication and pottying my baby in the midst of everything else that's going on with a newborn? I get it. You are sleep deprived, you're overwhelmed, your body is healing, whether you had a natural birth or a C-section birth. All birth is intense, no matter how your baby arrives. And so I understand that you are in a period of just a lot going on. And so the first thing I want to say, if you have a newborn and you're interested in starting elimination communication with them, is take it easy. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to get started right away. Can you start from birth in the hospital or at home if you do a home birth? Absolutely, you can, because your baby comes with the instinct to let you know when they need to pee or poop and communicate that to you so that you can get them to a suitable location or receptacle where you want them to do their business. And they really would like to do their business away from their bodies, away from you, away from their bedding, and not in a diaper. So your baby comes with this instinct. You come with the intuition to know how to do it. But I do understand, because I've been there, that it can be really overwhelming at first. So I want you to start when you feel ready, after you feel good enough in your own body to take this on, after you have initiated breastfeeding, if you are doing that, and I hope that you will, if you are physically able to do that. I know that not all women are physically able to breastfeed, but far more women can than the hospitals would lead you to believe. And I say that because in both situations with my births, when I was in the hospital, they push formula and they kind of tell you that, oh, like you need to supplement. This is another topic for another video, but trust your body and your baby. You are able to produce enough. So that said, I bring that up because breastfeeding is actually very intricately connected to the elimination instinct that your baby has. So the easiest way to get started with elimination communication with a newborn baby, we're talking like 0 to 8 weeks, which is the easiest time to get started with EC with a new baby, is to incorporate it into your breastfeeding schedule. Because here's why. Newborn babies, as you know, just eat, sleep, and poop. How many times have you heard that in your life? They just eat, sleep, and poop. So when they are born, they are going to spend a lot of time sleeping, and you are going to spend a lot of time feeding them. They typically will eat 8 to 12 times a day, especially in the first few weeks. They will eat 8 to 12 times a day. That's a lot. And the rest of the time, most of the rest of the time, they are asleep. So if you can synchronize offering the potty with the feeding schedule, it is going to make your life so much easier, and you're very likely to catch most of your baby's pees and poos. Why? Because babies typically will poop every single time you feed them. So if you are feeding them 8 times a day, they are pooping 8 times a day. So it's very easy to synchronize that schedule so that everything's happening at once and you are not overwhelming yourself with feeding and sleeping and pottying them and doing all of that. So the best tool that you can have in your arsenal of motherhood tools, and something that I highly recommend that you bring in your hospital bag if you do want to get started at the hospital, is a top hat potty. Okay, so I talk about this all the time because this is your secret weapon if you are a mom of a new baby. So it's just a little plastic potty. This is the one from Go Diaper Free. I will link where you can buy this down below. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get it directly from the Tiny Undies website. It's just a little plastic potty, and it sits in your lap like this. So I'm just sitting it directly in my lap. It's a little hard for you to see that, but what you do is we're gonna pretend Ada is sleeping. So we're just gonna pretend that this is your baby, and she's not very much different size than your actual baby. And so what you want to do is you just undiaper your baby, and then there's 2 times that you can offer the potty. One is directly after your baby wakes up from sleeping. So if they are swaddled in the hospital and they're in the little bassinet thing and they're sleeping, your baby typically will not urinate or poop while they are asleep. That is going to happen directly after they wake up, and then the hormones kick in for them to pee or poop, and that's when they would go. So the easiest time to catch something is directly after they wake up. You unswaddle them, take their diaper off immediately, and then hold them. And this is called a classic EC hold. You just have your hands under their legs like this. You rest their head against your chest, and you want to make sure that they're not like tipping forward, so that would block their airway. So you just rest them against your chest like this, and then you just sit them down in the potty, just like that. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing here. Their bum is going to be sitting down in there, and if you do have a little boy baby, you may have to aim their penis a little bit. You would just take it, if we're going to pretend my hand is a little boy. Okay, so you just take your finger and you aim just like that. Okay, so it might need a little bit of aiming to get it in the top hat potty. With a little boy, with a little girl, it's very easy. But they're still very small, and so it is quite easy to get in there. All right, so you can offer the potty like this when they first wake up. This is the classic EC hold. And the other one that I highly recommend, they're probably going to go pee right when they wake up. They may or may not poop at that point in time. And then after that, what are you going to do? You're going to breastfeed them. So once don't even put their diaper back on. After you offer the potty, then you can just leave the potty in your lap, turn your baby so that you're holding them like you're going to breastfeed, and then get them into, this is a cradle hold for breastfeeding. It works great because everything is just right here. So leave their diaper off, hold them in this is called a classic cradle hold. It's a variation on the classic easy hold. And this is going to support your baby's head better than the standard hold where they're leaning against your chest. So if your baby is feeling a little wobbly, or they are having a hard time keeping their head up if they're very small, then try a classic cradle hold. You can still potty them this way. You do not have to be breastfeeding them. So if a dad or a grandparent or another caregiver can still offer the potty in this way, they do not have to be breastfeeding. So you would just hold them like this with their head resting in the crook of your arm, aim their little booty right down there in the potty, and then you can potty them like this. I like to add a cue, and a lot of people do. They will add a verbal cue while their baby is peeing or pooping. So you might just say or any sort of sound that you want to make every time your baby goes potty. And you would make that sound as you are seeing them pee or poop. And so that is going to create a sound association with the action of pottying that they're doing. And then with repetition, as you continue to do that, then you can associate that sound when you want them to go. So say they're a little older, they're signaling to you that they need to go, and you might say, okay, wait. This is the sign for wait. I teach this all the time. I'm going to take you to the potty in a minute or two. And then when you are ready to take them, you would undiaper them, you'd offer the potty, and then you would cue them with that sound that you identified and began using early. And that lets them know, okay, it's time for me to pee. And then they will release and pee. So they are instinctively born with the ability to alert their caregiver, when they need to pee or poop. It's a natural survival mechanism, and you are programmed to be able to understand that, hear it, and take care of it. So it's your job as the parent to teach them where you want them to do their business. We don't want them to pee in their bed, obviously. We don't want them to pee and poop on themselves, obviously. And so it is your role to recognize that they need to go and then guide them, here's where I want you to do your business. So using that verbal cue helps you to signal to them, okay, we're here, we're in the spot I want you to pee, now let go. All right, so if you are breastfeeding, and this works great up until about 4 months or so, when your baby gets physically too large for this setup, because they'll just be kind of sticking out of the potty and it'll be going everywhere. So at that point, I do like to get just a cloth or a pre-fold cloth diaper and just like lay it over my leg here, so that if they are too big and the pee comes out a little bit, poop will still go down, but pee might come out a little bit, then it just gets on the cloth and not on my leg. So yeah, this is a very versatile move for a pretty long time in your baby's life. I think we used it until about 5 months with our daughter. So you can you just put their little booty right down in there. You have the potty in your lap, and then you just breastfeed them as normal. And what's great about this is that most babies will pee or poop as you're feeding them. And if you have their diaper on, because of their instinct not to soil themselves, then they will often become very restless and they will pop off the boob or unlatch. You won't be able to get them to latch and continue to drink milk if they need to go potty, and you're not allowing them a space to do that, such as with a potty. So that can hinder breastfeeding if you are not offering them the potty. So I highly recommend this setup for breastfeeding a newborn. And that is going to allow them to pee or poop as they are feeding, which is when their body will naturally want to go. And then you catch the poop. When you're done, you just wipe them up. It's very easy cleanup. You can re-diaper them at that point, just in case that they do have an accident later. And then you just go and dump the potty in the toilet, wash it out with hot water and a little dish soap, and you're all done and you're ready to go again. So that's how you can start EC with a newborn baby. You don't even have to really be trying to identify their cues at that point, because they are going to be peeing and pooping so often, and you will actually get to see, because you have a front row seat to what's happening exactly before, during, and after they need to go pee or poop. You will know what their cues are. This is a bonding process for you and the baby to learn what the cues are. Your baby's learning where and when you want them to potty, and by the time they are spending more time awake when they're a little bit older, you guys are going to have a rhythm down. You're going to have the communication down. It's going to be so much easier when you start early in the first few weeks after birth. So we started at 5 weeks after birth. I did not have the chance to start EC with my daughter in the hospital because, as so many of you know already, she was in the NICU for a week after birth, and I didn't even get to hold her until she was 5 weeks old, or until she was 5 days old. I did not hold her. So if you do have the opportunity to be with your baby directly after birth, and I sincerely hope that you do, this can be a great way to bond with them and learn their signals and begin to communicate with your brand newborn baby from the very beginning. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you found this really helpful or you want to get started with your baby, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, if you've tried this, let me know. Come back and let me know how it went. I hope that this was helpful. Again, if you want to learn more about this, then make sure you download my free quick start guide to natural infant potty training and follow me over on Instagram at readyfrombirth.ec. I'll see you there. Take care.